she's checking for him. And he told her 2 things she wanted to hear in that phone conversation. My girl was on the next flight out. She was like, listen, sis, girl, if he's not making no moves, don't push it. Because you know you don't even want it. It feels wrong calling him Papa JP because they done changed his face. Those words, along with the flashbacks, y'all. But she don't know that that's not her man anymore. But they all want to find out. Hey guys, it's Kaya. In today's video, I'll be reviewing and recapping All American Season 3, Episode 7. Roll the dice. Let's get into it, y'all. Y'all know where we left off at. My girl Layla was like, what happened in Vegas? And you better not lie to me. So y'all know we had to pick up in Vegas. Gang's all here, minus Asher, who we know is up in Mexico, and Liv, who she didn't want to come, so she stayed home. But everybody else, they done came on Papa JP's dime because he done put them up in the suite, gave them a private gaming room. JJ's all for it, by the way. And we find out that my girl Layla made all this happen because she's ready for Spencer. But she's not trying to let nobody else know that right now, but everyone else can peep what's happening. You know, she's over here giving him the eyes and everything. This episode, y'all, Jordan and Simone, Lord, old married couple, and they're over here showing off with their little PDA in front of everybody, and everybody looking like, can you get a room? And sure enough, he takes his little mama to be to bed. So we've made our way to the slot machines, and listen, JJ is off to living his best life up in Vegas, which, you know, let him, because the JJ we all know is not gonna happen. But then also we have my girl Patience, who Patience seems like she's going through something. Apparently it's with JP. And Coop, for once, is, you know, she's not thinking about herself. She's trying to figure out what's going on. Mostly because that's her girl. But Patience don't want to talk, you know. She's more on the quiet side. She's just like, yeah, let me just play a game real quick. Get my mind off of it. I don't want to talk about it. Now, Spencer, who is doing terrible on the slot machines, the game tables, horrible. He's talking to Coop, and he's telling her how excited he is to be there to support her, you know, for her little show that's happening. Coop is more, you know, she's trying to see what's happening with him and Layla, because now they're together. Layla's in a great place. They were waiting to work things out until she got to this place. But y'all, when I tell you, Spencer is not checking for her at all. And I feel so bad because literally, he's genuinely there to support Coop, and it seems like my girl Layla is just an afterthought. He's just like, oh yeah, Layla, she's not thinking about me. Yeah, you know, we left things off with, I'll wait for you. Layla, I'll wait. However long it takes, I'll wait. No, my girl Layla, why I feel so bad is because she's checking for him, and she don't know that she sees him, but he don't see her. And I'm just like, dang, girl. And to make matters worse, was pushing her more towards these feelings that she realizes she still carries from a boy Spence. It's freaking love struck Jordan. This boy Jordan is whipped. He's carrying Simone's purse. He's like, I miss her when she's not around. And Layla's just like, no, I completely understand. So she takes this as her opportunity, because she done spotted my boy Spence over here at the machine, to go over, and he's talking to her, but he's talking to her more as like a friend, like, oh yeah, we're just catching up, you know. And my girl over here, she's trying to put in work. She's trying to flirt. She's trying to fill him out, see where they can end up by the end of this trip. Now, I know Jordan most likely struck a chord with either majority or all of Team Olivia fans in this next clip, because this dude was like, she's right over there. You know, go get her. Make it happen. I know you two are in game. I said, oh. Listen, me, season 1, season 2, I would have been all for that. Yes, they're in game. What do you mean? Layla, Spence? No. And Spencer, you know what he was doing before? Brushing it off. Making it seem like Jordan is all loved up and everything, which he is, and that he's just trying to make it happen with someone else. No, he don't want it. We see he don't want it. It's all over his face. It's all over his body language that he's not given to Layla. So here comes JJ, who wants to hit the town. No one wants to go with him. Jordan got to go put his girl to bed. Time for going night. And Layla, Spencer's not hanging out with JJ, so why would she hang out with JJ on her own? Negative. So Spencer is about to leave. He's like, holla at you later. And she was like, oh, you know, I'm got to go meet up with Coop, or we can go for one more drink. Y'all see what he said? Oh no, I'm just gonna turn in. I gotta check in with my moms. You know, it was hard enough getting her to let me come out here. He turned her down. He turned her down, y'all. And I know, season 1, season 2, that would have never happened. All right, maybe season 2. Season 1, that would have never happened. But Layla was just standing there like, okay. Y'all see, he had to get up to that room quick and call Liv though. So this is why he said he couldn't go. He didn't want you. He was missing his girl back home, y'all. And they were talking, they were chatting it up, making some jokes and everything. And he had to make it clear when she made a little comment. He was like, ain't nobody putting no moves on Layla. Layla and I ain't together. He ain't have to tell her all that. But you know why he made it known? Because he don't want Layla. But he don't know that right now. He's still working through his feelings. And Liv is just... This conversation between them, so smooth. So chill. You know, they done spent a lot of the summer together. No one else was home, so it's just been the two of them watching movies, laid up on the couch. Her reason for not coming is related to JJ and Jordan and Simone, and then she's also telling him it's because she didn't want to be a third wheel to him and Layla or whatever. We know it's just the third one, and that's the real reason why she don't want to be there. This is the love of her life. This has been the love of her life since this dude transferred to Beverly. She don't want to see him hook back up with the girl that took him in the first place. And once again, we see Liv over here trying to fix things. You ever seen, okay, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Scandal, but this is what this scene kind of reminded me of, is when Fitz was like, this is what you do, Livy. You fix. You don't fix me. You don't handle me. But no, seriously. This whole scene is once again Liv over here trying to fix something that she knows she don't even want to fix in the first place. But she feels that Spencer wants to be in this relationship, and she knows Layla wants this relationship to happen again. But she wants him for herself. But she's over here trying to push him back to what she thinks is really going to make him happy. Little does she know, girl, he sat here and turned her down so he could come up here and call you. And he told her 2 things she wanted to hear in that phone conversation. She didn't know she wanted to hear them, but when she did hear them, she knew. He was like, yeah, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow because Layla's going to be with Coop for, you know, their show prep and everything. And you should have come then. My girl was on the next flight out. She showed up the next day. Pause. Where in the world did she find someone to put them small box braids in her hair within like 12 hours? It had to have been like 12 hours. Small box braids. I said, girl, she showed up. Fresh hair, nice outfit, makeup done for her man. She knew she was dressing up for him. I was like, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. She was on the phone. Oh, you know, well, if you see her tonight, if you see her tomorrow, it's something you both want. You're gonna, you know, make it happen. But she showed up the next day like, I'm about to take your man. I said, Liv, you play. Homegirl not only showed up, but got access to his bedroom, pushed the button, raised the curtains, and watched the sun gleam in on his chest. And he was cheesing for days, y'all. I was like, we're gonna deny this? You know what it is? It's just a simple fact that in the next scene, Spencer notices Liv's box braids. I mean, he never noticed that Layla's wigs were getting shorter, but he noticed those box braids on Liv. And then they were all catching up and everything. And then Simone comes down and you can tell Simone's acting a little iffy with Liv being there now. So she's like, oh, you know, I'll talk to Jordan. No, I'm going to go meet up with Jordan. And she did. Liv is trying to talk about the whole Spencer and Layla situation with him so he can try to pursue that while they're in Vegas right now. And he's not trying to go for it. Girl, if he's not making no moves, don't push it. because you know you don't even want it. But she's saying, oh, get her a gift. She would really appreciate basically anything that you'll give her, and she'll help him now that he's broke because he done lost all his money because he don't know how to gamble. So they're about to hit the town, y'all. Coop, for once, is not thinking about herself. Coop, for once, is actually giving some decent advice. But then again, it's Patience that she's giving it to. Patience is her girl. And then also, Coop is in a position right now where she's happy with everything that's going on in her life. She has the girl, she has her best friend, she's on a tour, and she's getting to perform as a solo artist, and she has a pretty dope manager right now. So everything she has, she wants. She's in a great place. So that's probably why she's able to give this advice right now willingly and not really think about herself in the situation, because Patience is having a hard time right now. Yeah, Patience wants to explore other avenues with her music and everything, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to JP and him allowing her to do what she wants to do with her music or helping her along the way, which that is kind of what she's afraid of approaching the topic of with him. So Coop is suggesting that she kind of brings in Layla to try to help her out, because listen, daddy done gave them this dope place to stay up in Vegas, and Layla has him eating out the palm of her hand. So if anybody can help out, it'll be Layla. I don't know what they thought Layla was going to do though, because she definitely didn't do anything in that next scene. Did they really think they could change Papa JP and we wouldn't notice? So she goes to see her daddy, but she not talking about Patience. She over here dropping off some food to him. I mean, it's the least she could do for everything he's been doing. And he got Jules up in there, y'all. Y'all know Jules, the one that went to go see Patience in the future. We're not there yet. The one that went to go see Patience, his new artist, and he's looking for some new tracks for Jules. Layla wishes them luck. So Spencer and Liv are in the gift shop now, and she spots this necklace. And she loves this necklace, y'all. She's admiring it. And while she's admiring this necklace, he's admiring her. Do y'all see that look he was giving her as she was staring at that necklace? Listen, that's a look of love. He was staring her down. And then he put it back to Layla and was like, oh, you think she'd like this? And Liv was like, psh, she ain't getting my necklace. No, she won't like this. It's too new agey for her. Then they were being talked into getting a reading done for some clarity, which prompted him to tell her a story about his childhood that I bet you Layla has never heard. And, you know, Liv's down for it. He's all, it's a scam. But Liv wants to do it. So you know he about to do it. So this next scene with Liv and Spencer, we get some confirmation, and we also find out a few things. So the reader tells us she sees a forever love. And here's Liv with the, he's here for a girl. No, girl. You two are the forever love. You and him. 1 and 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then she tells them that a girl is here for him. Who showed up for you when you called? Liv did. And then we find out someone you know is hiding something of importance. That's both of them. And when it comes out, everything will change. And didn't everything change, you know? Because now look how they were acting in the future. Now look how they're acting. And then she tells Liv, you won't find what you're looking for until you start being honest. I said, let them know. Let them know. Now, Patience Girl is playing her new song for Papa JP. Dang, it feels wrong calling him Papa JP because they done changed his face. But she's playing her new song for him, and he got the nerve. He basically over here rewriting her whole song, telling her, change the tempo, move up the chorus, do this, you know, and then send it to me. That right there should have been a red flag. And she's just happy to be accepted, you know, her little song she's been working so hard on. She's just smiling away. She's like, I'll send it. She don't know, but she gonna find out. And then we have Liv and Spencer. Now they're back at the hotel. She's trying to talk about the reading that they just had. He's all, it's a scam. She don't know nothing. You hiding something? I'm not hiding something. Yeah. Liv is like, oh, well, what about Simone and Jordan? And then she spots his bag over there. So she goes snooping. She got some nerve snooping through his stuff. So she goes snooping through his stuff, and she find that little paper. And it's a marriage license, y'all. Him and Simone about to tie the knot. So they bring it to Simone and Jordan's attention now that they know. Mostly because Liv wants to. And she's just not for it because you're in high school, both of you. Why are you rushing it? You're so young. You have so much ahead of you. You can always get married in the future, yada, yada. And they're just like, we love each other. Why not? You know, we want to do this. We've thought about it. And the same thing just keeps coming to mind. Why not? And Spencer, he's not trying to be on Jordan's bad side. He don't want to throw hands again. So when Jordan's like, what about you, Spence? Best man? And you see Liv is next to him. And she's giving him the look like. And he was like, yeah. Spencer says yes. So now she has to say yes because that's her brother. And she doesn't want to look like she's not supporting him, even though she's not. So she's going to do it, y'all. She won't stand up. So bad for Layla this whole episode. Here's why. This scene with her and Coop where she's trying to get Spencer to come so that way he can be there for Coop. But Coop is telling her, you're acting like we don't know why you really want him to come over here. It's because you want to see him. And everyone is pushing this relationship between Spencer and Layla because they know Layla loves him. Even Coop, she's like, you act like we don't know that you're still in love with him. And my poor girl is, yeah, she's in love with him, but no one sees, or they're not even trying to allow themselves to see that he's not even into this relationship anymore. He's not even trying to push this relationship anymore. Layla's the one who's over here trying to make all the effort. Coop was like, you think he trekked 4 hours just to see me? Yes, he did, girl, because he could have stayed home with Liv where he wanted to be. But he came because you had a performance coming up. He missed you. Like he said earlier, you know, you guys, this is the first time that you really had a part. So he had to come see his homegirl. Layla was there too. JJ was there. Like the whole gang was there. So there was really no reason for him not to come in the first place. Especially since Layla put out the invitation to everyone. What would he have looked like turning it down? That would have looked mad sus on his part. So yeah, he was going to trek it with everybody else. Now Liv is shoe shopping with Simone for some wedding sneakers. We see where she get them $300 shoes from. And at some point she lets it be known that she does not agree with this wedding. And Simone has some backbone to her. She was like, listen, sis. I said, you're going to respect Jordan and I's relationship, basically. This is what we want. You're not going to change our minds. You know what? If you don't support it, you don't have to come to our little Elvis wedding. We can do this on our own. Matter of fact, I take back your invitation. Now, Jordan and Spencer are kind of having a similar situation back at the hotel. And, you know, Spencer doesn't agree with this wedding either. But they don't have long to talk about it before Coco and Tiffany with an F, one F, show up. JJ hired them, but JJ's been MIA. We don't know where JJ is at right now. JJ didn't hire them. Spencer and Jordan gets to keep them, right? And I tell you, these last few episodes, they've been having like therapy moments. Tiffany's thing is, why are you rushing it? You're both young, you know. There's so much time ahead of you, which Spencer's in the back like, that's what I was trying to say, you know. That's what I was saying. But then Coco was telling them, look at Billy and Laura, you know? Why not? They're young, they're in love, it can work. If you love the person and you feel like it's meant to be, let it be. Like the Beatles said. And Jordan's like, you see? When you know, you know. Man. These girls are basically like little baby Vanessas. They know Jordan's whole life now, so they can give him some advice on the situation. Jordan, he feels he's already lived his life, his party days, and he's ready to settle down now and live a nice, wonderful, love-struck life with Simone. Let him. Now, Patience, who's so happy that JP really liked her song. She gets a visit from Jules, and Jules comes in and tells her, girl, you did the damn thing with that song. I can't wait to go in the studio and lay it down ASAP. You don't need to change a damn thing. JP done took her song. This is the moment. And Patience, she look hurt. Now Liv comes back with Simone, and her and Spencer are basically getting scolded now by Simone and Jordan because they've been trying to tell them that they still should not be getting married and trying to change their minds. So Simone and Jordan, they revoked their privileges. You both are no longer invited. We don't need that negativity. Meanwhile, Patience, she goes to see JP, right? And she is fuming. This is what she's saying to herself. She's like, you gonna take my song? I worked so hard for this. She's talking about, oh yeah, that's a great song. Yada yada. You gonna give it to this artist right here when I know how to sing? I wrote that song for myself. And you gonna give it to somebody else? And she walks up, y'all, and she sees him sucking face with Jules. What's with Papa JP and these artists of his forming romantic relationships? Oh, now Spencer and Liv have a moment where they're talking about their parents' relationships as well as Jordan and Simone, and they come to the conclusion that, you know, this is what Jordan wants and they should be there to support him, especially because he doesn't have his parents there and they're the only two who know about what is about to take place. So you should be there to support him in whatever it is that he's doing, just so he can have someone there to back him up. Because at the end of the day, this is what he wants and he loves Simone. So it's not like they're not going to go through with it and that you have been successful in talking them out of it. And I mean, listen, he want to tie the knot, he want to settle down right now, let him do it. Y'all got issues of your own that you need to take care of. So Jordan and Simone should be the least of your worries. Jordan and Simone, they take a few minutes before their marriage is supposed to take place and they really think about it. Is it something that we want to do? Do we feel like we're making a mistake here? No. You know, their whole thing is why not? So they decide they both want to do this. They love each other. They want to be married. So they're going to go through with it. And who shows up? Spencer and Liv. You walk up, you see a girl crying, you see her in the mirror. She's wiping tears from her eyes. And you're like, hey babe, everything okay? And she's just like, yeah, you know, and then she's talking about your show. You think you want to push a little bit more? I know I said earlier that this girl Coop was, you know, giving some good advice for once. No, it's so self-absorbed. She didn't even try to push, man. Patience, understandably, is upset because of what she just witnessed with JP and Jules, who, by the way, is married, stepping out on her husband so she can get her foot in the door and make music. Ugh. But Patience is hurting. Her song got taken from her, and the girl who took it is messing with JP. So there's not much she feels she can do in the situation. And, you know, she doesn't want to take anything away from Coop's performance that's about to take place. And Coop isn't even really thinking about why she's crying. You're just like, oh yeah, you know, I can't wait to see everyone in the crowd. Y'all. Okay. Let's break this down. Let's talk about the wedding. Jordan and Simone got married. Get that out the way. They got married. Yeah. Congrats. Those vows that they said to one another, those weren't even their vows. Jordan and Simone wrote those vows for Spencer and Liv. It was as if Spencer and Liv wrote their own feelings and thoughts and emotions, everything, and hearing it out loud. And then seeing each other, those words, along with the flashbacks, y'all. The flashbacks. I said, and then the looks, when he's looking at her and she's not paying any attention. But you know when you can feel somebody staring at you? I know she felt his stare. So he's staring at her as he's going through his flashbacks and he's realizing, finally, everyone's coming to these realizations. He's realizing how he fell in love with her. And it's all just hitting him, right? This is why he looks like that. He looks so lost and confused, conflicted. He don't know what to do with himself in this moment, y'all. And then Liv, when she looks over and now he's back looking at Jordan and Simone. And Jordan and Simone aren't even there anymore. It's just those two. Spencer and Liv. He's looking back at what we see as Jordan and Simone. But no. He's just looking off into space in that area. Liv is looking at him. He's wrestling with his own thoughts now because this is too much for him. He can't handle it. So this is a lot for him to take in right now. But Liv, when she's looking at him and she's going through her flashbacks, this girl, she's known him all along. She's loved him. Since the moment she met him, she felt that connection with him. And now they both realize at the same time that these feelings are mutual. And they make that connection. When their eyes lock, that should have been their wedding right there. It should have been, you may now kiss the bride, and then it was Spencer and Liv. Because in that moment, ridiculous. They look so torn. That it broke my heart a little bit too, because they look so torn and like they did not know what to do with each other. And it's, you know, we love each other, but we can't have each other. There are so many things that play into what's happening right now, and this does not feel like it can happen for us. So how do we deal with that? I was just like, I told y'all that eye contact at the wedding, those stares, so intense. So at some point he dipped out, Spencer. So now back at the hotel, he sees that Liv is packing up and he's like, you're going somewhere? This is what it is. Every time a situation gets tough or something that they're not sure how to deal with, they be trying to dip it out real quick, you know? So she's not sure what to do in this situation, because this whole time she's loved him secretly, and you know, she's been playing the friend role, and now they're at a point where she can't deny that he feels the same way about her. That whole wedding ordeal with the eye contact, the feelings they could feel from each other, they both know what's up. She's never had to deal with something like this, and she doesn't know what to do in a situation like this. So her only option is to dip just like he did, only she wasn't quick enough. Now Coop, she's trying to do the right thing in this moment and be supportive. So she sees that Layla is stalling with going to Spencer, letting him know how she feels and that she wants to put their relationship back together. And I get it. I see where Coop is coming from, because if you think about it, this whole time she hasn't been with Spencer, she's been with Layla. And she knew them when their relationship was going strong. When they separated, she knows the whole situation about them at the cotillion when they were possibly getting back together. But, you know, Layla was still going through her recovery. Spencer was going to wait for her and everything for her to get back on track. Coop has been with her during this time to see her get back on track. She has been around her to know enough that she is still in love with him, but she hasn't been around Spencer like that. So she also hasn't seen how much Spencer's relationship with Liv has developed. And honestly, she hasn't been around him to see how he really feels about Olivia, to see how they interact with each other, how he looks at her, how they talk and everything. So what she's seeing is kind of one-sided at this point from Layla's point of view, and based off of Layla and Spencer's history together, which is why she's really pushing for her to go get your man, girl. But she don't know that that's not her man anymore. But they all gonna find out. Soon come. When I tell y'all that this next scene made me want to cry, and this is honestly what I feel is probably one of the best scenes in the entire series so far. Spencer finally got the clarity that he needed, and he gifted Liv with the necklace that she saw earlier in the episode. And you could literally see her breath catch for a minute, and she just says Spencer. And then they kiss, and there's no hesitation whatsoever. And he follows it up with I love you, and he doesn't even know when he fell in love with her. Was it when he got shot? Was it all the movies that they watched over the summer, or even the first day of school? And honestly, all that played into it. He's loved her the entire time, and he hasn't even known it. And I'm just like, it was so beautiful. And she's standing there in shock. She doesn't know what to do, because she didn't expect this to happen on this trip for her. And now he's over here confessing his love to her. He said, I am in love with you. And poor her, poor Liv. I told y'all, this girl, she cares. She cares too much. And what she's worried about is Asher and Layla. And he's telling her, when you get the chance, you have to take it. Look at Simone and Jordan and what they just went through today. And honestly, she's so busy thinking about those around them, and she doesn't want to hurt them. You know, I made a big deal before because I was saying the whole thing that happened previously with Asher and Liv in season 1. But she was really trying to do the right thing this time around, and that's why she wasn't pursuing the relationship that she wanted. This girl has so many chances that she could have done something. She could have said something, and she didn't this whole entire time. And now he's finally coming to the realization of all these feelings that he has for her. So he's the one that's letting it out. And you know, what is she gonna do? She feels the exact same way. And there was no denying the chemistry that they both share for each other, the love that they both have for each other. It's too much for her right now, especially with Asher and Layla in the picture still. So she does the only thing she feels she can do, which is walk away. And he tries to call her, but she doesn't pick up. So he ends up leaving homegirl a message. And oh, that voicemail. Quick side note though, when Liv is walking down the street and she sees that Spencer is calling her, tell me that the dude on the poster, it's the little bus stop poster that says Boys of the Strip, something like that. Tell me that the dude in the middle does not look like JJ. Now this is why I'm upset. Spencer hears someone coming through his door, and he thinks it's Liv because of what took place. You just got through this whole situation with this girl where it was very intense. You guys went through a lot just now. Okay. But no, it's Layla coming in, and she tells him she's ready. She's worked on herself, everything is good, and she wants to, get back into their relationship. You just got finished telling Liv you're in love with her, going over, when you thought you might have fallen in love with her. You told her you found your clarity that you needed, and you also gifted her with the necklace that she wanted. Not even that she wanted, that she saw, she liked. You went back and you got it for her. Why? Once again, because you love her. Why wouldn't you? You've been pushing Layla off this whole time. Of all the times you're going to cave in, is going to be now? No, that's such a dog move. Come on. Why would you do that? I don't understand. You should have either been upfront with Layla about what just took place with Liv, or, which, why would he? He wouldn't do that right away. He's still trying to figure it out himself. Come up with another excuse as to why you guys shouldn't do this right now, or why you should postpone doing this right now. Whether it's talking, sleeping together, whatever it may be. You should have come up with something. Don't sit here and sleep with the girl after you just got through this whole situation with Liv. Ill, but it's the voicemail that's playing for me, y'all, throughout that whole scene with him and Layla at the end. You coming here was not a mistake. Me kissing you was not a mistake. I know you feel the same way. But this right here, what I'm doing right now, is a mistake, but I'm gonna do it anyway because you left me. And she came to me and I felt bad, and I told her I was gonna wait for her. A mess. Liv was just like, man, let me make sure my flight's still on time. Yep, I'm catching this flight. I'm out. I can't deal with this right now. I got a drinking problem I gotta deal with. And now you're over here trying to make me start something with Asher and Layla too? Snap back to reality. Y'all see my girl face when they come to? She looks so hurt and so disappointed. She can't believe it. Been lying to her this whole time. And he had the nerve to look hurt too. Because now he done lost his current girlfriend. The other girl he really don't want him right now. And he might be losing some friends along the way too. Not even might. He is losing some friends. And he ain't got Coop. Next week, y'all. Kia girl, where you been? Listen, really hoping that this means we're about to be getting like a little dance class with Kia and Liv. But Kia's over here talking to Coop about her quitting school. And Coop is like, I'm quitting everything that's holding me back. This girl, she is so convinced. I mean, listen, if you don't believe in yourself, who will? She is so convinced that she does not need anything except her music. And patience, probably. Spencer doesn't want anything to do with her. So, I feel like she's going through a little rough patch right now. She's really trying to find what makes her happy, and at the moment music and patience are the only things that make her happy. So she has a lot to figure out, she has a lot to work on, and she's gonna find her way. She just needs to stand on her own 2 feet for a little, let her get knocked down a bit, figure out how to get herself back up. This is gonna be good for her. And then Layla, I'm not gonna stand in the way anymore. You can have Spencer. That's right, girl. Do not try to hold on to something that does not want to be held on to, because you're just going to be unhappy and you're going to be forcing something that should not be forced. Let Liv have him, because that is Liv's man. You have a lot going for you, girl. So you work on your music, you focus on school, you do you, and forget everything else. Liv and Spencer are going to work it out. Hopefully he can help her overcome this drinking issue that she has. I'm hoping he's the one that figures it out. I feel like he will be. And I feel like she'll be able to let it go for him, because she just needs something stable in her life and love. Spencer still has a lot that he needs to work on. he needs some more clarity because he's been living a lie since Vegas, and him and Liv have a lot of things that, you know, need to be taken care of before they can come together. Listen, that can only take so much tension. Yeah, they're going to be on the outs with a lot of people, so they're going to have a lot of work to do and a lot of relationship building to do before they can work on their own relationship with each other. And I can't wait for that because I think this relationship is going to be so good. I feel like they're so good for each other. You know, I never let myself think before about Spencer and Olivia being together. It was always just Spencer and Layla because that's what we were introduced to as an actual relationship. But seeing him and Liv together in this last episode, Vegas, changed everything for me. Their conversation, their chemistry. I see it. Their end game. Oh Lord, those words just left my mouth. So that was this week's episode, and I will see you all next week.